It's Stephanie, and I am in the process of making a savory, satisfying, delicious vegan protein, if you will, mock meat. I really don't like using meat in that term, but it gives you an idea of what it is. This would be in the style of poultry, like chicken, turkey, something like that. And you'll know because of the seasonings I'm using in it. It gives you that scent, that smell of what the kitchen used to smell like when it was Thanksgiving time and they were baking the bird, you know, that kind of thing. So it's very similar style to poultry. So first things first, I've already washed my hands and fingernails because you have to. And I've also washed not only my hands, I washed my cans just because it's just me. That's my mama taught me, wash the cans before you open them because you don't know what crawled across them in the warehouse, right? Before you bought it. So I have purchased 3 cans of this organic young jackfruit. I got it from my co-op. You can find organic young jackfruit, Amazon, Whole Foods, any of your local co-ops probably. You could go to an Asian food market and possibly find it. Online is probably your best bet if you're living in an area where they don't have some of those resources that I just mentioned. So I washed my hands and I washed my cans, and now I have shredded, washed, squeezed out, washed again, washed some more, squeezed out and washed some more, my young jackfruit. And then I've drained it all, and it's here dry and shredded. And I just tear that up and I'm shredding it more and putting it right here into my big bowl. Yeah, you know, it's really quite satisfying to tear and shred up this jackfruit, you know, and it doesn't have to be perfect shreds. It doesn't have to be. It's okay to have chunky shreds. It's really satisfying. Reduces stress. Now, I'm not going to put my anger, because some people like to, you know, knead things and put their anger into it. No, I don't want any negative vibes in my jackfruit. I'm just, you know, just relieving a little tension and stress by tearing out and shredding this jackfruit. All right. Now, I do a lot of washing and squeezing out the fluid from the jackfruit when I take it out of the can, only because I don't like that brine taste in it, and I want to remove some of the jackfruitiness, to be honest with you. I'll let you in on a little secret. I really don't care for jackfruit, the taste of jackfruit. I just use it as an ingredient in mock meats. There goes that word again. Sorry. Now that that's been done, I'm going to also add, and the recipe will be in the comments. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of organic sea salt. I will often use pink salt. I just happen to be out today, but this organic sea salt works just fine, about 2 tablespoons of it. Really tearing up a little bit more of that jackfruit. And I'm going to add some other things. Of course, you've got to add your garlic. And I give it a big helping of garlic. I would say this is probably about, maybe a tablespoon of garlic, because I like garlic. Everybody's different, right? I'm going to use some rosemary. Yeah, maybe half teaspoon or a teaspoon, whatever, you know, floats your boat. I've got a little bit of cumin. This is the actual cumin seeds. So I put that right in there from the cumin flower, yeah, or the cumin plant. I put those right in there. It gives it a really hearty flavor. I'm also going to add about, 2 tablespoons of white peppercorn. I use the white peppercorn, actually 1 teaspoon, I'm sorry, 1 teaspoon of white peppercorn crushed. I do that because I don't like the little dark specks all through it. So we add that to it. I'm also going to use just a dab of curry to give it a little color and flavor. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Dab of curry. All right. This is smelling. I could just eat it right now, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to right now. It smells so good. On top of it, I'm going to add a little bit of organic oregano. This is about half teaspoon or so. And got that at my local co-op. Everything that I just mentioned to you, they're all organic. All right, we're mixing. And I'm gonna tell you my secret ingredient. Don't tell anybody. My secret ingredient just gives it this flavor. You know, it's like back in the day when your grandma used to make like meatloaf or hamburgers, and they would put like a Lipton onion soup mix into the mix, and it just gave it this really great flavor. Well, it's kind of like in that line of thinking, but this is African pepper soup spice. Now I know I'm gonna have some West Africans who are going to laugh and say, my mama would never use a bottle of pepper soup spice. I'm not asking you right now. I'm just telling you, it is delicious. It gives it a really great hearty flavor. I just got to do it. I have to do it. Then another thing, you may or may not have this, and it doesn't matter if you don't. It's not essential. I'm just telling you the things I put in mine, and that is something called umami. Umami is, I believe it's a Japanese term. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like that perfect combination of salt, sweet, savor, just that mixture, that perfect melded together flavor of things. And this is a mushroom umami. You can find those things again in those stores I told you about if you want to, but again, it's not essential. It's just something I like to add. So I've got all my spices in here, and it's all mixed in with my jackfruit, and I'm really mixing it in because I want it to have like, bam, delicious, savory flavor. Now I also, from my co-op, I have got some, I purchased some Vital Wheat gluten. This is all bulk Vital Wheat gluten. You can get yours at, any supermarket in the baking section. If it doesn't have it there, remember, go online, Amazon. You can have it delivered right to your door. Now, I usually don't measure stuff out, as you could tell, but I'm doing this for your sake, at least with the gluten. It's about a cup, give or take. If you can see, it's not all the way, so maybe 3/4 to a cup of Vital Wheat gluten. Vital Wheat gluten, and I'm just mixing that in. I'm just sprinkling it in as I mix. Sprinkle as I mix, sprinkle as I mix, sprinkle as I mix. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep going. Have I forgotten any spices? No. There's only one other thing. Okay, that's all in there. There's only one other thing I'm going to add. And that is, I'm going to add some Better Than bullion that I've mixed in water, and I'm just cleaning off the spoon. No. I did some Better Than bullion. Now you can go and get, you can just use some veggie stock if you want. Veggie stock would work just fine. I just happen to have some of this Better Than bullion, the vegan spice, if you will, bullion. Yeah. And as I'm mixing, I'm just going to dump a little bit of this in there just to keep it moist, right? Yeah. I use about, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 cup, right? Give or take. There we go. About 1/4 cup of like a tablespoon of the Better Than bullion mixed with 1/4 cup of warm water. Really mixing this. All right. I'm going to show you what this mock meat is going to look like in just a second. You're going to be surprised how delicious this is. You're going to be surprised. So this is it. It's kind of like, yeah, it almost looks like, dare I say it? Like chicken. Anyway, forgive me. So that's all done. Next step, and believe it or not, we're almost done. I have already set, and I should have told you this earlier, I have already preheated my oven to 400 degrees. So that baby is cooking. It's burning and it's ready to go, right? And now what I'm gonna do is gonna step away for a second. Pardon me for just a second. What I'm doing is rinsing off my hands, and now I'm back. Okay, So I have now a little coconut oil, but you use whatever you use. And I'm putting it in using this iron skillet, fryer, if you will, because grill, whatever. I'm using this here. And because it has these lines on it, and I like the way it makes my mock meats look. So that's greased. I don't want excess oil in this, but there we go. So I'm gonna just take this now, and I'm gonna shape it like so. I'm gonna shape it like so. There we go. Look at that. And I'm gonna put it right there in that pan. There's one. Shape the other one. You can make it into any shape you want. I'm kind of doing it oblong or oval, if you will, and flattening it out some. So I want it to cook, rather quickly. It doesn't. It's just jackfruit, and just jackfruit and wheat flour, pretty much gluten. So it doesn't have to cook a whole long time. So there we go. Got that all in my pan, my greased pan. I'm giving a little bit of room, but it doesn't matter. All right, that's done. I'm gonna step away and rinse these hands again. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So now I have this ready to go. I am going to put this in the oven, and I'm gonna let this bake on 400 degrees for about 30, 40 minutes, give or take, depending upon how quickly your oven heats or how hot it gets. You might have to adjust the temperature, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I bring it out of the oven. Hi, I'm back. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you've finished the process, right? So first, I'm going to show you the baked, right? So let me turn it around here. This one was coated with the Aquafaba, which is chickpea water, and nutritional yeast and a little bullion, vegan bullion. So it's this guy that has a nice coat on it, right? It's almost like sort of a baked poultry kind of thing, right? Very delicious. I'll show you what it looks like when you slice into it in a moment. But I also wanted to show you the one that's more like a traditional fried chicken, if you will. It's quite delicious. It's got a nice crispy coating on it, and when you bite into it, it looks like, let me show you the consistency here. When you bite into it, it looks kind of like this, right? See that? Hopefully you can see it. So it's like got all the strings, and it's fibrous, if you will. It's fibrous and, dare I say, meaty. But it's got the consistency. If you are someone who enjoys like soul food and you're transitioning, it's a good transition resource, right? So what does the baked one look like when you slice into it? And the baked one you can slice and have nice slices over quinoa rice or in a salad or whatever, right? So it looks like this. So let me show you. Let's just tear it. Let's just tear. So, see that? Very rich, fibery. It's got a nice chew, a nice bite. Now, if you want it firmer, again, forgive me for this term, more meaty in consistency, then you're going to want to use less fluid. So whatever fluid you saw me put into the recipe, decrease it some. And add a little bit more of the vital wheat gluten, because that's the thing that holds it together and gives it that sort of stiffer consistency. So gluten is the part of wheat flour that allows cakes to remain formed and not just fall apart and powder. It allows bread to remain formed, and so likewise it allows jackfruit to remain formed. So that's why we add the vital wheat gluten. The nutritional yeast that I often add to either of these, it just gives it a little bit more hearty flavor, just like the bullion and other seasonings. I hope that this was helpful. I hope you enjoy it. Play around with the recipe and let me know how you liked it. Thank you. Bye.